Good morning from a dull, dingy, dirty, and disgraceful Disturbia on the 14th of October. Today is a 66th day, just add up the numbers. Full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. But for the forces that should not be, very, very important. They do everything by the numbers, including murder, and it just dawned on me that numbers and murder is almost the same word. I had somebody write to me very recently, a woman, and she said that this issue of the Jews and Messiah being the Lion of the Lamb were very confusing, and I agree. To me, this issue of the Jew in the Bible and in reality, the Bible is reality for the most part. It reflects history, past, present, future. This Jew issue is the main thing. I never could reconcile it. When I read the Bible, I didn't understand it. You just go into one disconnect after another because of the conspiracy that has taken place, in that Esau has taken back the birthright from Jacob. Esau sold his birthright to Jacob. I've read legends about Esau decapitating Nimrod and escaping with his life and rushing home and hungry and thirsty, and there was Jacob, Mama's boy, in the kitchen with food, and Jacob said, "I'll give you these beans to revive you if you sell me your birthright." I don't know if that's the exact truth. I doubt it very highly. I don't think that Esau killed Nimrod. But be that as it may, whatever happened, Esau did indeed relinquish his birthright to Jacob, and there's been war ever since between the two. And Jacob has always been afraid of Esau, and Jacob has a yoke of Esau around his neck. But the yoke will be broken according to Scripture. Now, many people leave this out of consideration when they look into and observe what is happening in the world today. When they talk about the world wars, they don't realize that they were instigated by the Jew, who was Esau. This Jew is a made-up term. It is supposed to be short for Judah, but I don't know why they need an abbreviation for Judah. Judah is not that long. It's not that long a word. It's not that hard to pronounce. But the Jews know why they did it. They know that they're counterfeits. They know this. Maybe not all Jews know this, but it's very, very interesting. I'm just going to call them Edomites from now on, because that's what they are. The Jews are the Edomites who have reclaimed their birthright, and they did it upon the blood of the children of Jacob, Israel, in the wars, World War I, World War II. It doesn't require that much study to look into and find out who the instigators of World War I and World War II were. They were the bankers. Warburg, just look at the name. Schiff, Loeb, Kuhn, or Kuhn, I'm not sure. And they are all Jews. How the Jew, how Edom can get away with being both a perpetrator and a victim at the same time is beyond me. But I have to admit, I did not understand this truth until very recently. I'm 58 now, and I think the first 47, 48 years of my life, I did not understand who these Jews were, who the Edomites were. What I'm saying, what I'm telling you is in Scripture. Read Obadiah. You can see that Esau moved in when Judah was taken into captivity. It's also in the Psalms, I believe Psalm 137. There was Edom standing saying, raise it to the ground. They're talking about Jerusalem. That's the reason why it's very important that people read Scripture and understand it, rather than having spoonfuls of truth being fed unto you, because you must seek the truth in order to understand it. You must want to know. You're not going to pose questions that you don't have, that never occur to you, that you don't care about. That's why people need to begin taking an interest in what's going on, and also in history. I'm not interested in history. You have to be interested in history. It includes you. You're part of it. You're a player in the game. You may not be a perpetrator, but you must know your role, and you must understand what's going on. So much for Esau. Esau and Jacob are not dead. Esau will tell you, the children of Esau will tell you, these Jews, Israel has been disappeared. Israel also was taken into captivity to Assyria. Assyria is Germany. I did a video on this. I've done several, I believe. One of them is about Dan. Dan, who is going to figure prominently, who's always figured prominently in history. Dan is Germany. Esau is also in Germany. You see this in the flag. The black and the yellow are the hornet, which is Dan. Dan is also a serpent. He's an adder in the path. And Esau is everywhere. Esau is perpetrating the wars. Esau is giving the money for the wars. But I'll tell you what, it is not about money. It has never been about money. If you watch Eyes Wide Shut, you'll see what I mean. It's all about the hierarchy. Just take a look at the externalization of the hierarchy. This book, written by, is it Blavatsky or is it the other one? There's two main, I can't think of the other one's name right at the moment, unfortunately. Externalization of the hierarchy can be obtained for reading on archive.org. Archive.org, you can read it. And it'll tell you it's about Lucifer. It's about his minions on the earth, and how the hierarchy is being externalized, how they are showing themselves and revealing themselves. And the great revelation will occur when Satan manifests, Satan, Lucifer as they call him, manifests in the flesh on the earth. Some will say Satan can't manifest, he's an angel. These fallen angels take on forms. They probably even take on forms in the sky when you see airplanes flying chemtrails. Please don't say that it's not possible, because these fallen angels are very, very forceful. I don't want to say powerful, because only God has power. So that's who Esau is. Esau is the banker. Esau is the lawyer. Esau owns the banks. Esau prints the money, which is going to go defunct very soon. Money is alchemical. Money is alchemical. That means that it is going to be transformed. Why do they call coins change? You have $1 and you exchange for coins, which you then call change. It's interesting how they called one of the videos exposing the perpetrators of the demolition of the Twin Towers plus Building 7 loose change. Messiah was born into the tribe of Ephraim in Israel, in Bethlehem of Nazareth. You have Israel, and then you have regions. You have a region of Nazareth, and you have the town of Bethlehem. And this is in Galilee. You will hear that Messiah came to his own, and his own knew him not. That's a lie. His own knew him. They were his disciples. They were Galileans. They were Galileans. Galilee is formed from the root gal, which means wave, which means water, the living waters. Messiah is demonstrative of the living waters, and Satan of the dead, so-called energy, the power of the air, the frequencies, the waves, radio waves, radio. Ra is God, the false sun god. That is where you get the heliocentricity. The earth revolves around the false sun. It's a lie, all of it. And if you understand that Messiah is of Israel, he is not of Judah, you must understand that Israel is not Judah. Or let's put it this way, Judah is not part of Israel. Judah was cut off. Why? Just read the chapters in Genesis. I don't know chapter and verse. I'm ashamed. I should know this. Chapter 38 is all about Judah. But before that, Judah marrying a Canaanite woman. His first two sons born unto her were so evil they were struck dead. Struck dead. Judah slept with his daughter-in-law. That's called incest. And they're trying to make us believe, the forces that should not be, that Messiah stemmed from the issue of Judah and his daughter-in-law. Is that not wickedness? Utter wickedness. And a lie, of course. Messiah came from Ephraim. Ephraim is the firstborn. Ephraim was a son of Joseph. So, Messiah came unto his own, and his own knew him. His own were the people of Israel. That is why it is imperative to understand this, so that you understand what's going on in the Gospels. That you understand that there was a Bethlehem in Israel, and they created a Bethlehem, which they call Bethlehem, Judah. You can find this term also in the book of, I believe it is Micah, the prophet. It talks about Bethlehem, Judah. No, Messiah is decidedly come unto the people of Israel. Just read Numbers. I believe it's 24:17. The scepter will arise in Israel. It is not in Judah. This is a terrible, terrible deception, and the conflation of Israel and Judah is damnable, and it's a lie. You must separate. Always separate Israel from Judah. Jews are not Hebrews. Edom is not Jacob. But they want you to believe that this is all alchemically, by magic, that these two peoples have been merged into one, and that the real Jacob, Israel, has been disappeared, which is a lie. The people of Jacob are still scattered. You can just read Jeremiah 30 and 31. The light came to the people of Galilee. Isaiah 9. Very important. I mentioned all of this before, but I don't know. I just feel like it needs to be reiterated so that people understand. Messiah is not a lion. The Messiah was always a lamb. The Passover lamb. I know that it says in Revelation chapter 5 that the only one in heaven who is considered worthy by the Almighty to open the book, or the seal, was the Lion of the tribe of Judah, which is a lie. It cannot be. It does not fit. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things does not belong, and it is that the lion is the lamb. It cannot be. It's not possible. A lion in Scripture is always evil, seeking to devour you. Everywhere else in the book of Revelation, we hear about the lamb, even toward the end. I think it's Revelation chapter 21, 22. It talks about the lamb. We learn of the 144,000 male virgins. I believe these are the infants murdered under Pharaoh and Herod. They did not want the Messiah to incarnate on the earth. You see how mankind really thinks that he's smarter than God. I'll just kill all the boys and then I can just release myself from having to worry about a Messiah that's coming. Herod was an Edomite. Pilate was a Philistine. So you get the Philistinian Dagon worshiper, the Catholic, joining forces with the Edomite serpent worshiper. It's the same thing. The serpent, Dagon, the fish god, the beast from the sea. It's all the same. Satan takes on many forms. He'll take on any form as long as he can gain a minion, gain a follower. He will lie to you. He lies to himself. Don't expect him not to lie to you. People are very, very, very foolish and vain. So I think that about wraps it up. I just wanted to explain about the Jews. The Jews, there was no Holocaust. The Holocaust is happening now, and it's about to be perpetrated upon the people of Jacob, who are going to be crushed by the beast when it comes, and even before that. We can see the agenda being driven against so-called fundamentalists, people who stand on and believe in the real rock. There's only one. Satan is a false rock. He is the magnetic rock. A rock that is alloy metals, which is very, very magnetically strong. Satan has a very magnetic attraction, literal and figurative, on mankind. That is the flesh. That's the test that we have here on earth. To deny the flesh. I think Paul even says, crucify the flesh. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. I don't know everything, obviously, but this is my main focus on this channel, is that people understand who the Jews are. You might call me anti-Semitic. I'll tell you what, Jews are not of Shem. Japheth is dwelling in the tents of Shem, and Canaan is his servant.